Greetings, and welcome to another video. Yeah, sorry if I sound off. I'm pretty sick right now, actually in quarantine, getting tested for COVID in the morning, but I am still here making videos for you guys. And today I would like to talk about UA for My Hero Academia, specifically it as a school, first and foremost. And to start this off, let's talk about the entrance exam. It's the first thing that you need, that happens with, the school. Ultimately, the entrance exam is pretty bad. I mean, yeah, we always hear people talking about how it's unfair to people like Shinzo, whose quirk doesn't let them fight anyone but normal people. But not just that. Yes, I can go with the thing that, argument that they have to be ready for anything, being pro heroes, but these kids are not trained yet, at least not the way that UA would be training them. Ultimately, it doesn't really matter all that much, because unless you're like Bakugo and are able to freaking, explode the 60 of these things with your bare hands, well, you're probably not getting out of there safely. I mean, even people like Uraraka, who had no combat training, were able to use their quirks to get a bunch of points. But, quite frankly, I don't think it really matters all that much. Because, I mean, the only on-screen injury we saw was Deku when he exploded his arm punching a robot. And yes, Recovery Girl managed to heal it with her quirk, but let's be real, Recovery Girl may be powerful, but her quirk is not going to really do anything when to heal you when you got stepped on by one of the 0-pointers. Yeah, sorry about that. Now, the thing is, it's blatantly dangerous, and quite frankly, I'm surprised that there haven't been fatalities yet. And I'd just like to point this out, but there is a written exam before the practical exam. Does that even get used? Ultimately, I don't think that the written exam seems to matter all that much, considering that Bakugo was automatically the freshman representative because he got the highest score. Yes, Bakugo is easily is the smartest in his class, because I don't count Momo in that. But he was said to have got the most points in the practical exam. So yes, it's possible he got the highest score in both of them together, but I think it's implying that it was just based on him on the practical exam. So does it really the written exam matter? And if so, why do they have it? And also, there are people that get to skip the entrance exam because they get it on recommendation, like Yaoyorozu or Todoroki. They get it on recommendation, so they automatically get put in Class A and don't have to take the entrance exam. Now that's really confusing because of a few reasons. One, do they automatically get put in Class A if they get it on recommendation? Does it matter who they get recommended by? Because honestly, anyone could really recommend someone. Does it matter? Also, does their class get changed based on who recommended them? Do they get tested at all to see if the recommendation matters? Or, to top it off, who recommended Momo? Because I get it. Todoroki, his father's the number 2 hero, but Yaoyorozu, her family's rich. Did she just bribe? Did their parents just bribe the school? And if so, how does that work? Did Nezu just pocket all the money and say, go ahead? Honestly, that seems like something he might do. Nezu just doesn't care. I like Nezu. But regardless, that's basically it for the entrance exam. I might talk about a way to fix it later, but in another video, but Now let's talk about the school's blatant disregard for the students' safety. Starting with, I already mentioned the entrance exam, so let's talk about the USJ. Because honestly, the combat classes, I can understand it, except for putting Bakugo against people, because explosions rupture your internal organs if they don't, even if they don't really break the skin. So now let's just start with the blade with the USJ. Now let me say just say what happens. And you can see the students all leave the school, which is one of the safest places to be in the entire country. Students who are currently are the next generation of heroes, who plenty of villains are going to want to kill because they're a major threat or at least they will be in the near future. They go on a school bus, one that's essentially the same as what you ride to school on every day. They go there with their teacher, who admittedly is a former pro hero, or a current pro hero. Not entirely sure how that works. They go there, to a place that that in itself is a safety hazard. But I'm willing to give passes on, as that's the point of it. There's another pro hero there, and then nothing else really. No guards, no nothing, and then they get attacked by villains. A terrorist group called the League of Villains, with a creation that they made specifically to destroy the most powerful man in the world. And because of the blatant unpreparedness, the 20 students end up getting separated and having to fight for their lives against a terrorist organization trying to kill them. Now, let's think. How could this have been resolved? I'd say, let's see. Don't leave the school for a field trip to to something that could easily be done at the school. Maybe not easily, but UA's done. UA constantly makes and destroys city-sized replicas of buildings. Or have better security. At the USJ, to the USJ. Or simply, think before doing things. These kids are made get international attention. The UA Sports Festival, is broadcast internationally. Each of these kids, gets public attention. I mean, even Midoriya got attention when because people now know him as Finger Destroyer Kid, apparently. I think that was a thing in the manga. But regardless, these kids, get international attention. There's a terrorist group, of villains, and just normal villains running around. And and the first thing they think is, okay, we're dealing with these heroes. But more are constantly going to be coming in because people want to be heroes. Now, let's see, how do we take care of this? Oh, I know. Go to the most powerful ones, kill them, or get them to become villains, and then take care of all the ones remaining. Some will quit being heroes after seeing what that is. Or some, and some will stay, but we will kill them too. Ultimately, that's a pretty reasonable thing for them to think of. Get rid of the next generation of heroes so that you can focus on the current one, and when those ones either retire or you kill them, well, you don't have to deal with any more if the next generation of heroes doesn't exist. Now, with that in mind, there's also the fact that once the school day ends, kids just go home. They don't have any protection or anything. Heck, there's even laws stating that they can't use their quirks. So they might be hesitant to do so. I mean, they can possibly get out of it on terms of self-defense, but let me just use America for an example, because I'm not sure how the laws are in Japan. But if a person attacks you, and you have a knife on you and you stab them in self-defense, even if they don't die, or even if you use their knife against them, if you're trained in martial arts, or if you're a soldier, any of that, there's a good chance they might just give you the maximum sentence, sentence because of it. So, and quite frankly, I think it could go the same, this way too. So, either, they might be hesitant to use their quirks, or not get in jail, but regardless. And not only that, but we saw, the fact that Bakugo, the strongest in his class, got kidnapped by the League of Villains. Yeah, at a UA training camp. Admittedly, the security was a bit better than at the USJ, but seriously, that was a bad idea. Ultimately, they should not have done that. Yeah, and because of it, Bakugo gets kidnapped. And that just adds even more to his declining mental state, which I'll get more into later. And then after that, they decide to think about what to do, for the students to make sure that this stuff doesn't happen again. And they come up with the dorm system, which, I haven't seen any the last couple of seasons because I haven't been able to. But so far, no real problems. But it took them forever just to come up with this idea. Is it the best idea? It's a maybe. I mean, the dorms don't really have security. Or at least I haven't seen any security in them. And they were willing to let a photographer come around just to take pictures of the students during their normal life. I mean, the KGB had camera guns, so not the best idea. Yeah, so they have a blatant disregard for the safety of their students. And next off, the teachers. There are two people I can think of immediately that shouldn't be teaching there. The first being Midnight, because, well, let's be real, she's worse than Mineta in every way. And people always talk about Mineta needing to get expelled. So, I don't think, that Midnight should be allowed to teach there. I think, ultimately she creeps me out. She shouldn't be there. And of course, All Might. Yes, he's supposedly the greatest pro hero who's ever lived, but let's not forget, all it takes is his first day teaching to see a blatant bias towards Midoriya and against Bakugo. Takes points away from Bakugo, stating that he should be wary of destroying the building because it's a bad idea on both sides. But then when Deku does the exact same thing, when he uppercuts the ceiling of one floor and blasting open to the roof, he doesn't get told off. No. He is perfectly fine, doing whatever the heck he wants. Then Uraraka freaking uses a pillar as a bat to hit Ida. And there are plenty of other examples, but that one's just the most obvious now. So, and also I'm not entirely sure if All Might even has a teaching license. So, with that, and finally, I would like to talk about one more thing. Specifically, the best example to talk about this subject is their treatment of Bakugo. Now, first off, on the first day of training at UA, they find out, Bakugo sees that Deku has a quirk, and then he tries to attack Deku in a blind rage. Aizawa, rightfully restrains Bakugo, but then instead of trying to figure out what's going on, he just threatens Bakugo with expulsion. Now the right thing to do, yes, restrain him, calm him, tell him to stop, and then continue the class. But after class, figure out what's going on between them. Because quite frankly, it's possible that I've seen a lot of people giving different reasons for why Bakugo did that. And if it was any of them, quite frankly, I'd understand why Bakugo did it. And plus, that's just a blatant thing that you should be doing, because it's better to just resolve try to resolve the tension than to just have it build up until eventually Bakugo ends up murdering Deku because, well, he gets pushed past his limit. And then, of course, Bakugo freaking has a mental breakdown after All Might's lesson. And then, of course, he does, nothing comes of it. And although I will say this, it's good that I like that Deku didn't really say anything about it, because he knows Bakugo. He knows he's not gonna want anyone telling it about it. That's a bro move, and I like it. Deku earned a little bit of respect for me from that, even though I hate him still. Now then, of course, come around time for the sports festival. In the first round of the final match, because we're only going to talk about the third round because the first two are pretty insignificant. But he's fighting Uraraka, and he's pretty much holding back the entire fight, and only takes it seriously when he realizes that she can handle it. But the crowd is booing him the entire time, and one person even and one pro hero even talks bad about him, and then Aizawa defends him. That was great. Honestly, one of my favorite Aizawa moments ever. And that fight earns Uraraka Bakugo's respect, but she falls down immediately after because, well, she got exploded by Bakugo. Let's be real, no one is taking that, especially someone with no combat experience, other than, even if she might have had a few months of combat training, if we're being generous, but from UA, but let's be real, Bakugo's been training his entire life. And he's using explosions. She had no shot, but she put up one heck of an effort, and I'm just getting off track. The next couple of rounds, pretty uneventful. He goes up against Kirishima, and shows off just how awesome he actually is against a guy who's quirk is resistant. Then he faces, I think it was Tokoyami, wins based on his strategy, and then come the final round, he's facing Todoroki, the only person in class who can match him in power. And because of Todoroki's stubbornness and holding back, Bakugo wins. But Bakugo doesn't like that he won with his opponent holding back, so he tries to get him to stand up and keep fighting. Honestly, I think he went a little too far, but knowing Bakugo is pretty messed up in the head, so I understand it. And then Midnight just freaking uses her quirk to put him make him go unconscious. That's basically like chloroforming a person to try to when you could just tell them to stop. And then he tries to refuse his first place medal because he doesn't like the way he won. And what do? They chain him to a post, muzzle him, and force him to accept the medal on international TV. And I'd just like to say this, but I remember someone pointing out something. I think it might have been in a fan animation, but you see Bakugo's panicking while he's tied up. It could be him trying to escape or rage, but I always thought it was panicking. And someone pointed this out to me, but there's a good chance that when that was going on, he was having flashbacks to the time he was almost his body was almost taken over by the slime villain. the time where Bakugo got attacked by a slime villain and was fighting for his entire life, trying to not have a slime forced down his throat and suffocating him slowly. And what are they doing? They're restraining him to a post, muzzling him, which is a tactic used in fighting to cause panic and anxiety. Yeah, especially against a guy like Bakugo who's dealt with that being suffocated. And the thing is, nothing even comes of this. Bakugo, freaking gets judged because of going through it. And, of course, he's constantly getting judged afterwards because of how he was fighting in the sports festival, specifically by civilians. And then he studies under Best Genus, the number 3 ranking hero. And all the guy does is tell him that he needs to change how he is because he can only be a good hero if he's like Best Genus. Quite frankly, that's nonsense. I mean, Endeavor's ranked higher than him, and Endeavor's nothing like him. Bakugo is himself. You can't change that. And, of course, let's not forget the fact that, after the whole kidnapping thing, well, he doesn't, nothing really happened. Wait, no. Yeah, after the kidnapping thing, he doesn't really see a therapist like he should, because he'd just been through a majorly traumatic experience, something that led him to another mental breakdown, again, right in front of Deku. And even after that, when he's back home, and of course they're going around getting the parents' permission to get for the dorms, and you know what? All Might and Aizawa freaking see Bakugo, getting physically and verbally and probably emotionally abused by his mother right in front of them, and nothing comes of it. Quite frankly, it astounds me, how little they seem to care about their students. Bakugo got the worst of it. Yeah, but we can assume that it's the same for all of them. They're not. School. UA probably doesn't have a school counselor or even a therapist or anything. These students aren't getting any mental help, for any of the stuff they're going through. I mean, Class A should all be seeing therapists. Especially Bakugo, Todoroki, and Midoriya. And Ida is a maybe, because, the whole trying to kill Stain thing. Ultimately, UA, doesn't care about their students, really. Their safety measures, useless. Their standards for teachers, non-existent. Their blatant hypocrisy. And they're just, and of course their treatment of Bakugo, because Bakugo's my favorite character. I'm never going to forgive them for what they've done to him. But, quite frankly, UA as a school, it's horrible. Will it make good heroes? I mean, apparently it has a good track record of doing so, but I find it hard to believe. So, with that said and done, UA sucks. Let's just hope the other schools are better. Thank you all very much for watching. This is Random Man, signing off.